What's up, everyone? Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be bringing back what is probably my favorite Terran cheese of all time, the Planetary Fortress Rush. Now, my MMR is definitely a little bit high. This is just my full-on streaming account to do Planetary Rushes, but I'm going to do my best. Since the last time I played this, Planetary Rush actually did get nerfed a little bit. Obviously not targeted, because who the hell would nerf Planetary Rushes? Like, it's not that strong. It's very cool, but it's not that strong. But what changed is that the Cyclone... I mean, to be honest, it's also weaker, but it's more about how they change the Cyclone. Like, the Cyclone doesn't do that much damage anymore. It's more of a, like, kind of a unit that can battle everything somewhat okay, rather than having a little damage against certain units like Stalkers. So, doing a Planetary Rush with Cyclones accompanied, like, Cyclones, they die fast and they don't really do enough damage. You also can't kite with them as well as you could before. So I might have to do another strategy here. I think the last two times I remember very clearly, I tried doing it with the Cyclone and it was an absolute disaster. So what I'm thinking is either I could make one Cyclone to just try and kill the Adept early on, or maybe like put some pressure early on, keep map control. That sounds like a decent idea, but afterwards I will have to do something else. The first two ideas that I have is that I could try the mass Hellion drop version, which is basically, I'm going to fly the command center here, try to make a planetary, but then at the same time, I have a Hellion drop here, or maybe in the natural. And then the opponent is going to struggle a lot, deciding what to defend, and that's going to make it very tough for them. I can also just straight up go for siege tanks. Now, my favorite idea might be to also just proxy the factory. I feel like proxying the factory is not a bad idea. It's just really hard to do, because I would have had to send out a worker already. Is it too late? Maybe. Actually, what I'm going to do... Oh, this is kind of a cool idea. I'm just going to build it over here. And then if I make siege... Oh, that's actually awesome. If I make siege tanks, I can just lift this to the high ground. Or to the low ground, rather. So it's going to arrive a lot faster. I do really like that idea. That sounds pretty awesome. So I cut one SCV extra out of gas, so I have enough minerals to afford the command center at a decent pace. I'm just pretending to scout here, see what my opponent's up to. It is a little weird to be SCV scouting with double gas, so I'm not sure if that's going to make any alarm bells go off for my opponent. Hopefully it doesn't. Let's see. I feel like the probe was coming back, but then it changed, right? Like, I think I was looking at the minimap. I saw it on the watchtower. And then I haven't really seen it since. I'm going to build the planet or the command center right here. So if he finds that, that is obviously going to be quite tough. The gateway unit already went to the natural, which is really nice. Might be able to snag a probe here. It's going to be one probe already killed. He tried to save it by going into the gas. I might be able to get... No, I'm not going to try. I could have tried to get that other probe, decided not to. Now, let me resaturate these gases. That's the wrong gas, my friend. And then I think I'm going to make one more set of Reapers, and then I'll try the tank thing that I mentioned, and I'm going to fly it to the low ground. I still think the probe could be somewhere around my base. I'm not 100% sure where, but it could be somewhere. Oh, he went for a sentry. Oh, okay. That's kind of a Mark vibe. I really like sentries when I play Protoss, because it's just such an amazing scouting tool. It really is. I'm going to make the eBay over there, fly the factory over there, so tanks get a little closer. By the way, I started playing a couple more normal games compared to what I usually do. Like, usually I just play like an absolute baboon, but I started playing a couple more normal games here and there. And I noticed that I definitely have a couple weaknesses. And one big weakness that I have that you might not expect is that I always get my tank stuck. My tanks always get stuck in my main every single freaking time. Like, it's insane. For some reason, my brain just can't comprehend building placement when it comes to factories with a tech lab. Oh, we went for 2 adepts. Okay, this could either be good or very scary, because 2 adepts might mean that he's going to go for a Stargate, and Stargate is going to be pretty tough to do this against. Now, my tank is not going to be here in time. I want to get the planetary down in a decent space. You can tell he's trying really hard to not give it space to land, and he's doing a pretty decent job so far, but it's going to be quite tricky. Like, he is not really damaging my units properly so far. So I got a bunch of SCVs over here. The planetary might actually go down now. Let me kill that. Okay, there we go. The planetary is going to go down. Well, it's not... Oh, we went for a robo. It's not going to be dead, but it is going to land, is what I meant. And now it's going to be very tough for him, because he might have to activate the overcharge already. I killed the observer as well. The reason why the robo is scary is that means he could be making immortals right now. He didn't use the overcharge to save that sentry, surprisingly. I think he's probably trying to save it for the immortal. Loses another adept here, which is great. Now, I need to siege my tank here soon, and that's going to be the hardest part, because the immortal will annihilate the tank with the battery overcharge. overcharge. I'm just going to siege it all the way back here. So it's a little bit, you know, going to be risky for him to go for that. He's going to die for it now. He's out of battery overcharge rate. There we go. We actually get it. And now I can wall someone. Oh, I actually got both of them. I did not expect that, but that was freaking beautiful. I thought I was just going to wall one of the stalkers, but we get both. And that is an absolutely fantastic start to this episode. Triple the units lost. And I don't know why, but the strategy looked freaking strong. Now, you could definitely tell there was an element of nervousness in here because my opponent had 835 minerals in the bank. I mean, he was probably planning to take a third base at some point, but that's a fantastic start. Let's keep it going. Second game is against Oak, another Protoss player. Now, this would be a perfect time to experiment with the Hellion build, obviously in this video, where I'm going to try to Planetary Rush as many gem level players as I can. I do like myself the most variety possible. Now, I don't quite remember. I remember struggling with this, so I don't know what I concluded at the end, what the best build would be. Because Hellions are very mineral expensive, especially for how fast they build. So how on earth am I going to be able to afford a command center as well? I'm even thinking I might have to do Hellion plus command center, even if I'm going to go for a factory plus a starport right for the drop. I might have to do it off of one gas. I just build the command center before the starport. And then hopefully we get enough gas that way. I mean, it sounds a little sketch to me, but I think that is going to be the best way to do it. I suppose I can always reactively add another gas. Like, it's not going to be the biggest deal ever, I believe. Just at a command center, like a 400 mineral freaking investment, it's just like... It's like a bomb early on, right, to the economy. Like, it's painful. Like, that's 4 Hellions, for example. Now, if you're going to expand as normal, then you incorporate it into your build. But I'm not expanding normally. I want to kill the guy. So that's going to make that a little bit tougher. I don't think I should scout already. Like, since I'm on 1 gas, I imagine I can drop the command center down pretty fast. I do think on this map, I'll have to build the command center a little bit further away. Like, I feel like a lot of maps that I've played on, they kind of have like a little sneaky spot where you can build it like next to the main and fly it in or something like that. But here, the third feels maybe a little bit too obvious. Wait, can I kill that? I'm actually a psycho for doing this. Oh, he misclicked. No. He actually was going to trade 1 for 1, I think. But then he misclicked. Oh, that is actually a little painful. He didn't even get my SCV. Okay, dude, for a second I thought he was going to chase me. I like how he just has a gas chilling in his hand. Like, that's a pretty precious resource, my friend. Don't think you want to let that gas unmined for so long. Okay, so he's not going to follow me. I have to make sure that this SCV looks normal, of course. So I'm going to send it back down this way. And then I'm actually going to... Should I risk it by... Oh, for a second I thought you could build it here, but barely not. I'm going to build it right there. Then I'll get the depot after. And then I think I'm going to send out another SCV so I can proxy the starport. Like, this is obviously not going to finish fast enough. Dude, this is probably my most psycho proxy location yet, by the way. Like, it feels like it's right there. Like, literally, he sends his adept in almost any direction and he's going to find it. You know, he wants to scout here or maybe on the right side. Well, actually, maybe that way he wouldn't see it. It would be so freaking close. I'm going to build my starport right next to it, too, because why the frick not? Starport should be before the Hellions, I believe, because I can build the starport over there. And I'm going to make a supply depot as well. Like, I know making Hellions this late or delaying it for this long seems like a bit of a crazy decision, but the thing is, it's pretty hard to make this build work. Like, it really is. Keep in mind, I still have to make a freaking engineering bay, by the way, which I guess I'm going to make now before the extra Hellions. It is I don't think the timer is going to work out 100%. Like, if you look at this, my Hellion drop is not going to be here in time. I am going to be able to kill that adept, I believe. The second Hellion is a little late, but we should be able to kill that nonetheless. There we go. He should be getting some more shots off. He does get a couple more shots. Can I repair this? I think I can probably repair it in time, considering my starport is only just now finishing. I do like how I have a freaking... this build always looks so stupid. Like, I have a freaking camp outside of his base, and he has no... Wait, could I maybe... Okay, this is freaking greedy, but I'm gonna do it. Like, I think I don't even have money for a planetary yet, by the way. I guess it's a scouting command center for now until I get 50 more gas. It's actually good I realized I didn't have the money for that because I was considering making widow mines even, which would have been a pretty bad choice. Okay, so now he's gonna see the command center. He's gonna try block it. with a probe, I think. Yeah, okay, he's gonna do that. Looked like he wouldn't for a second. And this is why this is the perfect distraction. He's still waiting for the Hellions at the front, and now the Hellions are gonna come into the main. Here we go. Oh, this is gonna kill so many probes. This is exactly what I mean. He's focused on the command center, and now maybe I can actually move it over a little bit because he's not paying attention. There we go. I think it's gonna land exactly. The planetary is now down, and now he's gonna have to decide on either keeping his probes alive or focusing on that. I have the Hellions in the natural as well, and oh, he did Chrono and Immortal. I mean, I just think he's gonna lose all of his probes while killing that, to be honest. Like, look how hard he's focusing on this. I could probably get a really big shot on these probes off as well. There, he's not gonna have probes freaking left, guys. I'm gonna cancel this and fly it away. He's probably only just now gonna realize he doesn't even have any probes left in the natural, and this is not even just a pure planetary rush. This is planetary distraction. I mean, that's what we called it when I did this. But look at this. He had to kill the command center because otherwise this command center just blocks everything and he can't do anything. But in the meantime, he has 5 probes left, guys. I killed 31 probes because he was focused on the command center and he didn't know what to prioritize. This is an absolutely beautiful cheese. Let's go to game number 3. And we're playing against Strange, a 6.2k Protoss player. Well, if we win this one, I would be very, very surprised. But I guess I'm going to give it a try, because why the hell not? Now, what am I going to do differently this time? I think I want to try the proxy factory strategy that I mentioned earlier. So I guess I'll have to send out a second SCV very, very fast. On this map, that is a little bit difficult. This map, I complained about this map before. It's a little... Like, the thing is, this map has a lot of rocks everywhere. Like, rocks, you know, rocks. There's 3 rocks on each side, or 3 sets of rocks on each side. And until you kill all of those rocks, this map basically just has 2 lanes. Like a very small MOBA, basically. So it is pretty hard to sneak things by your opponent because there are really just 2 lanes. So I'm going to actually have to think a little bit more thoroughly about where I'm going to place my command center and where I'm going to place my factory. And then also what I do with the factory, because I could be making tanks right away, but the Cyclones at least have a little bit of mobility, right? If I just put my freaking factory out there in the middle of nowhere and start making tanks, I can't imagine it's going to be that hard to counter unless they really just don't find it. I feel like if they find it, they can just send 2 Stalkers or even a Zealot and a Stalker, and the tank is gonna die already. Like, that's all it takes to beat the tank. Like, the tank can't run away. It's not fast enough. Cyclone should be able to escape, I think. In my head, it has the same speed as a Stalker, so that should be fine. But I'm not quite sure. Now, even at this point, it's going to be really sus if I send out another SCV, but I will just really have to. There's no other option here. Now, I think I'm going to proxy the factory first and then the command center after. Let's see. So the Nexus is down. That's what I wanted to see. Now he sees my secondary SCV as well. I think I'm going to proxy the factory over here. Then I'll cut gas right away. Guess I'll make a depot first as well. Now, where do I build the command center, guys? I think my only option is just to build it quite close. Otherwise, it just gets seen by the probe coming back. I think this, like, a factory is small, right? I believe this factory should just be like a little bit out of range of the normal probe scout pattern. But he's 100% going to know I'm proxying him. So all it's going to take is him just looking for it. I almost hope he finds the factory rather than the CC, if I had to choose one. Obviously, he could find both, but I just hope he finds the factory and not the CC, because if he finds the factory, at least the planetary rush can still continue, right? Now, I'm not going to, you know, say that it can still work, but I guess we'll see. So command center is just going to... Oh, I forgot I couldn't build it next to those minerals either. Let's see. Did he keep the Adept at home? The Adept is not at home, which is quite interesting. I guess he just really wants to get a scout off. I'm going to kill a probe right away, which is really nice. It would be smart for me to just close this wall, I think. Do I make more Reapers, or what do I make now? I think Reapers are going to be a little bit too expensive on the gas. Keep in mind, I do want to make tanks after this. It's just going to be 1 Cyclone. So he sees there's nothing here. I know he's doing it for scouting, but he still feels extremely brave, you know? Just sending his freaking 1 Adept out there while he knows I'm clearly proxying him. I didn't even see the probe return, so either I missed it or he's actually just, you know, been aware that he's getting hardcore cheesed this entire time. Now, if I could get a lock-on onto the Adept with this, that would be a really good start. There we go. We are going to get the lock-on, which is really nice. He's trying to kill the Reaper, but I'm not going to let him do that. Let's see. I'm going to try to escape with that. Actually, he might still get that with that Shade. Looks like he's barely not going to get it, which is really nice. That finishes, and now I'm just going to pull a lot of my workers already to try and make it happen with this Planetary Rush. We're playing as a 6.2k Protoss, guys, and I mean, this is just a massive massive test. This is a test that's probably not going to go our way, but if it does, then that's just going to be absolutely insane. Let's see if I can get another lock on maybe early on into like a Stalker. That'd be nice. There we go. We got the Stalker. He's... Oh, I'm actually kind of surprised he got that, not going to lie. Okay, so now he's going to see the Marine. The tank and Planetary actually going to hit kind of at the same time, which is really nice. So he's going to see the Planetary for the first time now, and he's obviously going to try to block it. That's what you have to expect. I'm not going to... Wait. I'm going to get that at depth. Oh, barely. No, that is unlucky. I'm going to siege this over here. The Planetary is going to get to land, which is really nice. I need to repair that with all I have. He's going to try to go back in super battery range. He already loses one Stalker, which is a really good start for us. And then I think we're just going to target that battery over there. He could use the battery overcharge already, but he's being very patient with it, interestingly enough. I think he might be... Oh, I thought I was going to say he might be waiting for extra Stalker so he could actually kill my stuff. He's targeting the SCVs now. I can still repair the tank. I'm just going to try to micro this as well as possible and not lose any units during the battery overcharge. And so far, we're actually doing very good here, I believe. Like, the two tanks are still alive. I don't know what he's doing behind this. Like, he totally could be making a Dark Shrine, for example, which would be very problematic. But for now, we have complete control of the natural. That Planetary, he can't walk past that with the Stalkers anymore. Like, this Planetary is just like an inhuman shield right now. Now, I would guess that he's blinking out of the base right now. Oh, he's actually still here. I thought he would blink out of the base and try to catch my reinforcements. That would have been my bet. I'm going to siege this tank a little bit closer so I can now fully kill the natural pretty much without taking any losses. Now, what is he going to make behind this, guys? Is it going to be DT? I'm going to make one turret at home and I'll make one turret here as well. Now, I'm not quite sure what he's going to have up his main ramp. That's going to be the scariest part for sure. Let me go for a quick check. Okay, so it looks like he did. Yeah, he did actually blink out and he's going to go for a counter all-in. This is going to make this very interesting. Let's see. Is there a sentry? There's no sentry to be found. He's just going for the full-on kill on my base right now. Okay, he did actually go for the DTs. This is what I expected. I have a scan. He's going to lose both DTs instantly. There we go. That is absolutely massive. Now, I do have one more scan available. I have one, or actually, I'm going to have one scan soon, I should say. I'm going to make one more turret on the low ground. He's going to lose every single pro, but I'm also going to be losing every single Stalker. My units just... Wait, what are my units dying to? It looked like my tank was shooting my own units there for a second. Now, I do have a turret finishing here. This turret is very, very important. I'm going to try to get away from that. I do have a scan as well, but I just want to make sure that I don't waste it because it's you know, the only scan I'm going to have for the rest of the game pretty much. So that DT should die now to the turret. Exactly, that DT falls. And now what do I send back is the question. I think we're going to send 3 tanks back, but we have beaten Strange with the Planetary Rush. There we go, guys. 6.2k Protoss actually falls to this. I'm kind of surprised that we managed to predict the DTs and actually counter them as well. I would have had enough units to counter this at home, and this is a win, a higher MMR than I would have expected, to be honest. Planetary Rush can still do it. Let's keep it going. And we got another Protoss. I mean, at least I know that I was right, that we were going to get a lot of Protoss players today. Now, so far we did 3 versions, and I think... Well, the last 2 both looked pretty strong, right? Like the Proxy Factory looked good, as well as the Mass Hellion drop. Now, what is another version we could try? I remember at some point, I think I tried something with Marauders. I not quite sure. I remember, maybe it was just an idea. Like, I have all these random ideas floating in my head, right? I sometimes forget whether I actually executed them or not. I could also do something with Marauders, but the thing is, the only thing, like literally the only thing that can counter a battery or a super battery in particular when it's out is the tank. So it kind of feels like if I go Marine Marauder, for example, so the idea that I had is I make one barracks at home and then I proxy another one later on, is that when there's a super battery up, none of my units will be able to do any damage. Like, Marine Marauder will not do anything whatsoever, without exaggeration. So that is going to make it a little difficult. This map is very small, so maybe I don't even have to proxy anything. Or proxy the barracks, I mean. I obviously do have to proxy the command center, otherwise my Planetary Rush would take a very, very long time to fly to the opponent's side of the map. Now, I could make like a tech lab instantly, or I could make a reactor first. How do I want to do this exactly? I'm not 100% sure. I do think he missed my SCV, which is really nice. I'm going to build the command center really close. Actually, oh, I didn't realize I can build it right here. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's perfect. Glad I realized that in time. I was kind of looking like, wait, it's very far to go from here to the natural, but I could just build it right here as well, which is quite cool. Now, I did wall off my main base with that reactor. Normally, I do that on accident, but this time I actually do it on purpose, so that feels pretty good for once. Here's going to be command center number 2. And now I think I'm just going to make a barracks at home. Like, I can't really send an SCV out anymore, right, without it being too suspicious. Like, that's a downside of it being such a small map. What kind of happens is that his probe arrives so much faster than normal that for me to send out an SCV without it being seen, I have to send it out very, very fast. And that would just be too bad for my economy, considering I'm already building a freaking command center on the other side of the map. I don't think I should... Wait, is it even doing anything? No, I tried to put it to repair. I'm not quite sure if I misclicked or the AI was just being stupid. It's probably my fault, because it usually is. But how many units do I need to protect this command center is the question. I think I need at least one Marauder, or maybe I could use a bunch of SCVs as well. Now, this is going to be an exciting one, because I'm quite sure I've never tried this before. If I ever did a Planetary Rush with Marauders, it definitely would have been a proxy Marauder. Like maybe like one barracks, or maybe two barracks, or one barracks with a factory kind of thing. I don't think I've ever done this version from home. And I mean, for now, I only have 4 Marines. He finds that? I guess he's just smarter than us guys. What can I say? He freaking fine. Wait, I can actually load that in. No, I was too late. It doesn't really matter anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to start making Marauders. He's going to obviously try to block this. But it doesn't really matter for now. Okay, he does have 2 units already. That's going to be a little painful. I don't expect to be able to land this right now, so obviously he's going to block it. If I ever get to land it right away, that would just be a big mistake by the opponents. Okay, now he's going to see my unit show up, and that adept is actually in a little bit of trouble here, guys. Let's see. Oh, okay, we do get it down. It's a little bit far away, though. Maybe I'm going to fake it. I'm going to fake it so he uses the super battery. That's the entire plan here. Okay, so he's pulling probes already. That's definitely good for us, but I need more units here, guys. I have 6 Marines now. I mean, I can repair it pretty fast. It's not like his units have that much DPS, right? That's the thing. I'm going to be able to kill the adept now, which is really nice. There we go. I'm going to kill a couple probes as well. Now, ideally, wait, guys. No, he just warped units. Guys, I'm actually excited for this. Check this out. Check this out. Oh, it's happening. No, that would have been so cool. Oh, why didn't he just move a little bit further forward? Why did he have to be so terrified of my mighty planetary, guys? Now, I assume at some point he's still going to activate his shield battery. I just don't know when it is. I imagine like as soon as this battery runs out, he's gonna pop it already. I do have one more SCV coming out to repair. That SCV should be doing a decent enough job. Look, this is what I meant, by the way. Look at his units. Are they taking damage from my Marines and Marauders? No. But I do think this planetary is gonna survive. I'm maybe being just slightly greedy, but I feel like, wait, guys, is this the best bait of all time? I think I can depower his pylon and then actually walk in with all my stuff. I'm really trying my best to depower that because an Immortal's gonna... Oh, the Immortal actually finishes. That's really annoying here. I really don't know why he's still fighting this, by the way. Like, I initially meant this to be a bait, but it kind of ended up being that I couldn't really lift the planetary anymore because otherwise I would be in trouble. So now we're just kind of stuck here. And I suppose we're just going to be waiting until Stim. Now, surprisingly, I still have a lot of SCVs at home. Let's see. Okay, I thought he was going to try to go for the SCVs, maybe. I think my best plan is to just pull a lot of SCVs here. Maybe I can pull even more. I can probably pull all of these as well, because I don't need any gas workers. He's going to make another battery, but I'll be able to stim that down. And the thing is, he's probably not going to be expecting me to all in because my planetary is here. At this point, I would expect him to expect that this is just going to be a contain, right? But I just baited like a super battery, everything, killed a bunch of probes and a bunch of early units, and now I'm just going to all in with stim once I have it. Okay, there's a bit of an attack here. He sees I'm still... How did that probe get out? Okay, well, that is fascinating. I was really hoping my stim would finish a little bit faster. I'm still going to have to wait for it, and now we're going to go. He's not making anything on the battery, which is really nice. He's going to activate the battery, but that's not really going to do anything. I'm going to get that Immortal right away, which is the most important unit by far. I'm going to get all of these units on the low ground, and I think we might have won our way through this game with the mind games. He's not going to have units left. These SCVs are going to do an amazing job chasing those stalkers. That is a really big surround there on that one, and we are going to do it, guys. 4 different versions of the Planetary Rush, and they are still working. And I feel like at this point we might already be 2 years removed or 1.5 years removed from the Planetary Rush series, but we're still inventing new builds. This was freaking awesome. Let's go for game number 5. And we're playing against a Zerg. Oh, we're playing against a Zerg on Dynasty. Okay, this is one of the craziest matchups I've ever played, I think. So hear me out, guys. Just a little lesson on map balance, okay? This map is supposedly quite bad for Zerg. It is not as bad against Terran as it is against Protoss. Like, Protoss dominates this map, but Zergs usually do still prefer to veto this one. But the thing is, you have two options for your natural. You have a gold base here and a normal base here. Now, Zergs would typically take the gold, or not the gold rather, because you just, other races have ranged units early on, like Adepts and Hellions and Reapers and whatnot. So they usually prefer to take this one, but the option will still be there. So how exactly am I going to take on this double natural problem with a Planetary Rush? I think I should just go for Hellions. And then I think the Ghost version would make a little sense. So the thing is, because I have Hellions early, even if the Zerg does take that base reactively, I should be able to kill the drones from behind well enough. Even if there's roaches out or Ravagers or Queens, you can always come back in, shoot a line at the drones, and go back again. So I feel like this should work out. I should build my command center somewhere in the south side, below his natural base, or supposed natural base. Like, you never know what Zergs are gonna do. Now, one thing that's gonna make this a very crazy matchup is that Zergs, because of the way this map works, tend to cheese here a lot. So it could be possible that we're gonna run into a cheese with our Planetary Rush. I'm just gonna make sure to check this base. This is where I built my hatchery, by the way. Some of you were probably like, of course it is. Whenever I play this map, I take my opponent's side of the gold and just do some really crazy stuff with that, pretty much. That is my entire plan. Now, the thing is, there could be an Overlord here, so maybe I should build... I'm going to build it a little bit further away. The problem with building the command center here instead of here is that this is on the low ground, so I won't be able to tell if the Overlord has spotted me. The Overlord could spot me, just sit on any of these high grounds, and I would never know. And I do think it could be important for me to react to whatever can happen from the Zerg side, right? Like, this is a Planetary Rush on an absolutely crazy map. I don't know how he's going to respond. And actually, this map has one benefit that I didn't think about until now. This Overlord, I don't think... This is a pretty big map. I don't think it has had time to check this base yet. So maybe at this point, he is just assuming... that I actually do have a natural on this side, which means he would absolutely never see this Planetary Rush coming. Oh, there's a drone here. I guess he was just trying to take this as his third base. Okay, the angle it came from kind of surprised me, but I think he was just hiding next to the extractor. Now, I do need to make sure to deny the creep here, but that is going to be a little hard. Let's see, I'm going to make a engineering base so I can actually make planetaries. Can I afford to go? I think I can afford the Ghost Academy, but it is going to be a little tough. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to deny that creep tumor, unfortunately. That has a little too much HP already. So the command center is going to finish. I think I should be able to put it down like roughly there. Like, it's still a really good position, right? Don't get me wrong. Hellions are not going to be here right away, though. That's a little unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to try to distract the Queen, but he is going to see the planetary and probably block it with the Queen. I guess we'll have to see. Is he blocking it yet? He's not blocking it yet. He probably is going to try now, if I had to guess. He's not trying it yet. I'm going to be able to deny one creep tumor, and the command center goes down. That is a really important moment here. And now I'm going to get my Hellions up as well. And now, I mean, it doesn't necessarily block, his third base and natural, but it's close enough to give him a very hard time here, I think. So he's going to lose these links already, which is really nice. My Ghost Academy is finished, so I can start building Ghost slowly at this point. I'm even considering making a armory so I can make Hellbats later on. You see, he's still going to try to break this. He probably just... No, I thought he was going to click on that Hellion for a second. I'm going to get more and more Hellions out. Keep in mind, planetaries do not take damage from these units early on. Like, when it finishes, it's going to get a couple armor, and it's not going to be broken easily at all. So now we have our planetary up here, and this is going to be very, very annoying for him. But keep in mind, our opponent is on... Well, I was going to say 3 bases, but it's pretty much... 2 bases, because he's not really going to be mining from here, right? I didn't manage to kill that creep tumor. That's a little bit of an oversight by me. Let me drop a meal. He's going to try to counterattack now. That is a really good move. I'll just rally a lot of my stuff on the ramp for a little bit. And then, okay, my first ghost is here. That's going to be so important to deal with queens. Now, do I make an armory? That is the question. Like, we're still not in a game-winning spot here, right? He's going to try. Oh, he's actually going to try. That's surprising. That means he is probably just going to lose all of those links at the... I swear I pulled SCVs there. Not quite sure what happened. At the cost of a ghost. So that is... Yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but it's also not the biggest deal ever, of course. He's going to try to go for the ghost again. But the planetary is going to do so much damage here, guys. He loses all the links. Yeah, the sad part here is that I did not go for the macro follow-up yet. So I cannot really... out expand him or anything like that. Like, that's always going to be very tough. If he wants to fight against that, he's going to lose all of his queens, by the way. Like, there's absolutely no way that queens are going to be able to beat. I don't know how many queens you need, but the answer is a lot. I'm going to kill a couple more lings here as well, which is really nice. He might try to target this one. Oh, I almost escaped with it too. That would have been beautiful. He's going to lose a lot more lings here. And now maybe we do take our gold base behind this. Like, I still have my little station over here. I just wonder if it's going to be enough to really do anything. Like, he's used a lot of lings to just try, and I'm going to try to target that. Oh, I didn't realize that he sent out more units for the counterattack. So I guess I'll just close this for now. Shouldn't be that big of a problem. Going to keep making units over here. I do have another snipe, so I'm going to target that queen one time. He's going to try to attack me here. But this planetary is going to be so strong. Like, it really is going to be insanely strong. I don't think he's going to be able to break this, honestly. Like, with just lings, and look at the planetary. He's not even taking any damage from these units. He's trying with his queens now, but queens also don't do any damage to this thing whatsoever. I mean, he is giving it his best shot, but I really don't think he's going to break this with just lings. But maybe I'm wrong. He's getting a lot of lings out after all. I need to make sure to target the groups of lings. Oh, I think my next couple of units are going to be quite late, so that might be a problem. The planetary is popping off so freaking hard, by the way. Like, this is actually crazy. Look at this. I can't tell how many kills it has, but I know that it's a lot. This mule drop actually coming in pretty clutch as well. I'm going to get another SCV that's going to finish and be able to repair this. My ghosts are coming, guys. I'm going to get... Or actually, it's just one. I thought it was going to be multiple. Hopefully, I can get a couple snipes off. Can I kill the lings in time so the planetary stays alive? That's the question. I'm going to get another SCV here. The planetary is still alive, and I think we're going to be able to do it here, guys. Look at this. The queens are going to fall. I think the unit spam has ended on his side. I do have my command center here as well. And I don't know if we won this game, but, we sure as hell took a very, very good fight there. This was absolutely awesome. I don't have a snipe on these ghosts, unfortunately. I have a snipe on a ghost, but not this one. Oh my, I swear. Against Zerg, these trades are just so freaking insane sometimes. Let's see if I can kill a couple Zerglings for free. There we go. Gonna get those already. I wonder, at some point he's probably gonna be making roaches. I don't know when that's gonna be. Maybe it's here already. So I'm just gonna close this just in case for the link counterattack. Because if he has roaches, he's gonna be confident in defending. Let me just fall back to the planetary. Like, he never wants to fight near the planetary. That's the thing. And I have to guess he's mostly just F2ing his units around. He's still making a lot of queens. Another queen falls, which is really nice. He went for the counterattack. I don't think he realizes that I have a base yet. Look how many units I'm killing for free just because I have this freaking position over here. Like, it's so awesome. I'm actually gonna make a bunker a little bit closer, and this bunker is gonna help me sneak a little bit closer every time, I think. Let me make sure to actually keep those over here. Let's see what he had. He doesn't actually have that many. He does have a lot of links. I was gonna say he doesn't have that many drones. He does have a lot of freaking Zerg. Maybe I could just kill a couple of drones, because why not? There we go. Gonna get a couple of drones already. He did use all of his Zerg. He's gonna try to break, guys. This planetary is gonna pop off so hard. Like, it really is. Like, this planetary is gonna be so strong. He does have so many freaking links, though. Like, it really was a lot of links. Maybe that armory would have been very useful by now. How many kills do you think this planet... Guys, he's gonna try to break it again. He's not gonna break it, I don't think. He's gonna try to kill these ghosts, but the planetary kills so many units with the splat. I want to see... It has 111 kills, guys. Oh my god. That is so much more than I expected. That is absolutely insane. 111 kills on that freaking planetary. Now, I think now... Oh my god, I have so many SCVs here too. My macro has been slipping so hard because I've just been so freaking excited about it. Again, this actually might be my best cheese ever, to be honest. 111 kills on the planetary. He did cancel that bunker. Didn't really pay enough attention to that. Let's see if I can snipe another queen. Just in case you guys are wondering why I'm going forward with... the Hellions as well, is that a queen barely survives a snipe. So you do need to do a little bit of damage with the Hellion, so it actually dies. Otherwise, it can get transfused, which you obviously don't want. Now, at some point, he might try... I don't know if he's still in front of my base. No. Maybe he's going to try to bust the planetary again. Like, I thought he was going to run into my base. But I don't see his Zerglings anywhere near. I mean, I do have 5 Hellions here, so this army is going to be pretty strong. But the armory isn't finished yet. Let's see, he's going to try to go here. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to try to find a nice place in between the minerals. Good move by him. I'm going to try to put these ghosts here behind this Hellion. Let's see, he's still around. Yeah, he's probably just waiting for me, eh? Okay, that's going to finish now, so I'm going to morph those into Hellbats, and then I'll be able to attack. He's going to see that I have the base now, and he's not going to be happy seeing it. Those Hellbats are going to do so much damage. Oh my god. He's going to try to fight against the Hellbats, but these Hellbats are going to pop off so hard as well. Almost as hard as the planetary. Not quite, but insanely hard. Look at this. He wants to kill my one ghost. He's not even going to kill that one ghost. This is absolutely freaking brutal. And now I'm going to go to the front again, dude. The macro behind this is so hard because I've just not been sure whether I should be attacking or not. Does he have a queen there? He doesn't. He might be mining from the top, by the way. Like, I'm not 100% convinced that this is all the mining he has. Like, I feel like he might... No, he's actually not mining over there. That is interesting. So I'm just going to morph these into Hellbats, get a couple more units over here, probably close this so I don't lose a bunch of ghosts on the rally. As I say that, I obviously do lose a ghost on the rally. Oh, that's actually a little bit of a suboptimal snipe because exactly he does still have the transfuses, but there's so much energy on these. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna snipe 2 queens here. Should be able to get both of them. He is making Baelings now, which is gonna make this a lot harder. Let me put the command center over there. I do lose another heli into the rally, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna try fighting this now. I'm gonna make a couple more of these factories because I want to end up with a lot of blue flame hellions. He's gonna try fighting right away because he wants to kill the ghost, and now we're just gonna do some splitties. Those hellbats, they are strong, but they are also incredibly inefficient against well split units like that. The Baeling does fall to the final hellbat, and at this point I think we're finally gonna have more economy than the opponent. Now let me actually check if he does have the gold base from the inside. For some reason I thought he would take it from the outside 100%. No, okay, he doesn't have it. I thought I missed out on that for a second, but I guess it makes sense. I'm going to scan his main. Guys, he has absolutely nothing. I think we have actually just dusted him with this because I see nothing over there. I kind of thought maybe he would have like a spire or something, but there's actually nothing there. I'm going to... Well, I did see a couple lings running over the minimap there for a second, so I'm going to back off momentarily. But I'm going to check these hidden bases, and if there's nothing there, I don't think there's anything he can do anymore. Like, he can Baeling bust me one more time, which is probably his best bet, to be honest. But I mean, even then, I have a fully saturated 3 bases, guys. Like, I would need to lose this planetary and my entire base here for him to win this game. I was even considering making Cyclones because I was like, I think there's probably some Mutas on the way, but there is really nothing, guys. I'm gonna check that planetary kill count. I kind of hope he attacks it so it gets even more kills because that would be so freaking epic. Looks like he is... I kind of thought with those queens that he would be moving in right now. Doesn't seem like he is, though. I'm going to make a couple engineering base over here just to complete the wall. Cyclone can stay behind. Those Hellbats are still doing a really good job. I'm pretty sure he just has a million lings and base. Oh, wait. The wall's open. Ooh. Okay, so that actually... Maybe I can... Can I build something here to protect that? I'm not even sure. Once he realizes that, that's going to be a little bit of an annoying port of entry for him. He'll realize he can attack into this base, which is not something I wanted him to know, but I guess it is what it is. I think maybe we'll just... Can I build a depot there? Does that fit? Maybe it does. Let's kill a couple more units. I know he has a lot of units somewhere. Okay, there they are. I was wondering where the units were going to come from. I knew they were somewhere. Guys, these Hellbats have blue flame now, by the way. These Hellbats are absolutely going to dust these Zerglings over here. Like, this is going to be a disgustingly good trade. Look at this. He's going to use his Baelings now, but the rest of units is already gone. He's going to see how many units I have up here. He's going to lose all of these Baelings without killing an SCV. And I think it's slowly sinking in, guys. I think he's realized he has been dusted by the Planetary Rush. I do know he has a couple more Baelings over here, so I want to be a little careful. Let me just snipe those Baelings. GG is called. And this was by far the best game of the day, guys. 115 freaking kills on this planetary. I think it went down to like 20 HP at some point. We didn't even kill any workers. I lost 22 workers and he lost 5. But just the position of this planetary, staying alive over and over in between the bases. And this was by far my favorite game that I think I've played maybe this entire year. This was so freaking awesome, but I still have energy for more. Let's keep it going. And we're playing against another Zerg, and I believe that this is MaxPax's Zerg. MaxPax, the highest rated Protoss player in the world, and we're going to have to beat him with a Planetary Rush. Now, this map might actually be really good for this, and I'm saying that because, check this out, right? The distance from the natural to the third is pretty long. At the same time, actually, maybe I can even wall on the low ground here. That's probably a good idea. At the same time, it's a pretty narrow corridor. Like, if I put a planetary even here, I don't even need to put it here, right? If I put it here, that should already pretty much cover the entire exit. Now, I kind of want to do a different version than the Heli and Ghost one, even though that was absolutely freaking epic, but I do really like the variety. I'm going to keep saying that. So I think I'm going to go for the... I was going to say 2-Rax Reaper, but I should probably go for the 3-Rax Reaper version. I think 2-Rax Reaper is not going to give me enough Reapers. That's the problem I had before. Like, if you go for mass Reapers, Reapers cannot battle Zerglings straight on. You can only out-micro them. But keep in mind, you cannot run away. Like, Reapers are not fast enough to run away from Zerglings. So if you have 9 Reapers, if your opponent just makes 35 Zerglings, the Zerglings will kill your Reapers unless they mess up or unless you have, like, cliffs nearby or something. But when you're doing a Planetary Rush, you have to stay at least somewhat close because you need to protect the command center. Like, that's the entire point of the rush, right? To protect the command center. So you can't really go that far. That is the problem. I'm going to send out this SCV a little earlier because Overlords are super fast on this map. Like, it's a very short rush distance, so yeah, Overlords would arrive super fast. I think I'm going to put a command center over here. Against Zerg, honestly, you always have to gamble a little bit. And that's just because some Zergs scout your base, some Zergs scout their third for a proxy racks. It's just, you can't really predict it, right? First Overlord does always come to my side of the map. Like, I could put it here or here. Both of these are fine. It just really depends on how he decides to scout with his Overlord. Like, I can't really predict that. Now, I think I'm gonna not build my next SCV so I can actually keep making Reapers. Like, obviously, the command center is quite a big cost here, right? So I'm gonna make another Reaper. Then I'll make a depot. Then I'll make a either an engineering bay or a third barracks. I'm not sure yet. That's gonna be a tough one. I really think I need 3RX Reaper, to be honest. I just don't think 2 is gonna be enough. Like, it really is just not gonna cut it, I believe. Now, it does look like my opponent went for a hatch first. My goal here is to do as much damage to the Zerglings as possible. Maybe I can even get a drone. Oh, wait, that's a really fast queen. I didn't realize he went for the extractor trick hatchery first. But that is what he's doing, I believe. Now, maybe I can build the engineering bay with my proxy SCV. I think that might be a decent idea. I'm not going to be able to get the tumor, but maybe I can do some additional damage on the queen. Keep in mind what I said is that I don't need it. Actually, I'm going to just build it here now. I don't need the planetary to be that far. I just can't allow him to have another creep tumor here. That's basically it. Oh, he tried to target fire, but I think he misclicked there, which is fortunate for us. Like, another creep tumor would be devastating, but for now, it's going to be okay. I'm just going to put it, like, right here. I think that looks about right to where the creep is going to spread. And then maybe I can expand at some point behind it. So I'm going to throw a grenade. It's possible that my opponent does not... Oh, he's actually going to lose a queen already. Does not have Zergling speed because of the build he chose. He could be going for... Oh, okay, he's saving Larva. This looks like it's going to be Roaches. Oh, I did lose one Reaper. That's unfortunate. So this is where the planetary is. I think he's going to go for Roaches, so I'm just going to transition already. And by transition, I just mean I'm going to keep attacking him, but I at least want to make sure... that I have a little bit of a macro follow-up, because I don't think my opponent's going to die here. Let me just keep microing these Reapers back. There is the first Roach. I already knew it was Roaches, so that is not going to come as a surprise, of course. And then I guess we'll just slowly start... oh, he's actually... Oh my goodness, he could have killed that if I wasn't paying attention. I could easily kill that Roach, by the way. Like, Reapers... Oh, never mind. There were 3 more Roaches that I didn't see. That's a little bit of a surprise. He might be going for a counterattack, which would make this game very interesting. I'm going to make a bunker here. And in the meantime, I'm just going to go for an attack on the base. Let's see. The planetary is going to finish pretty soon. I'm not quite sure if he wants to go for a counterattack or if he's just trying to catch a reinforcement. Let's see. Looks like it is going to be the counterattack. Like, the planetary is probably not going to die to the few units that he has. That is the thing. He's going to try to make 1 Ravager already. Makes sense, because that is going to heal him up. Going to try to not lose that. I don't want him to split his Roaches too much. Going to be able to kill 1 Roach already. That is awesome. Like, I don't think he can push through. He would have to... yeah, like... kill me with just this, which I just don't think is going to happen. I'm going to micro that one back. Let's see, I'm going to micro this one back as well. So far, the micro is good. That is barely not in range of the bile. Just going to make sure I don't lose these 2. Okay, I'm actually not going to lose them, and that is awesome. He is going to lose that Ravager, and now we still have him contained. I have a base here, too. Now, I do need something else. I don't know what it is, but we do need to start making something else. Maybe it's going to be like Marauders or something? I guess we'll find that out slowly over time. But we do need to make something else at this point. I'm at least going to make +1, because that is going to be very good with the Reapers. And then I guess let me just check how many units he has here exactly. Okay, he does have enough. If it was just a couple of Ravagers, maybe I could have done something. But for now, I think what I'm going to do, this is a little crazy. I'm just going to go for triple Tech Lab. I'm going to go for triple Tech Lab Marauder. Like, I have a third command center behind this, right? Let me just bait him real quick. I'm going to be able to snipe that, which is nice. Doesn't look like he was paying attention here. So he's going to lose a bunch of these units. Probably the queen as well, if I micro this appropriately. There we go. And now we just get out. And that's going to buy me a lot of time. He's going to have to go back to biling that. And I'm going to be making mass Marauders behind this, which is pretty crazy. But we have to do what we have to do. I'm not quite sure yet if... Like, he does have a bunch of gas. I don't know if he has enough gas to do something else. Like, Ravagers are very gas expensive. They're 100 gas each. So if he... Okay, he does have a lair already and more gases. Like, this is scary. He could be going for Mutalisk already. I think I'm going to cancel these and make 2 reactors, to be honest. I think that's the wisest choice that I can make. He probably has a couple of roaches over here. Oh, he doesn't. He didn't leave anything behind. That is going to be nice for me. He does have roach speed, so I need to be careful with that. But maybe... Or, sorry, Zergling speed. But maybe I can do something with this. Going to try to bile this. I'm actually going to make a turret here for the Overlord. Now I have a couple Marauders as well, which is probably going to surprise him. Like, this could be a Nidus. That's why this is so scary. I'm going to scan over here. Okay, looks like we are going to go for a Nidus, so I'm just going to bring my units back. Like, Marauders are going to be super good against the Nidus, so that's kind of wish I made even more Marauders now, to be honest, but it is what it is. I'm going to make this a planetary because we're economically ahead. Okay, so we found Nidus #1. That is really big. Okay, thank goodness those Marauders showed up, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to kill that. The Reapers actually do no damage at all against those. Okay, so now I'm going to fall back. I'm going to keep a couple units over here. And I'm already making a planetary on my next base. This is really going to be so interesting. I'm so curious whether, you know, our transition was smooth enough here. I'm going to leave 2 Marauders over there to deal with that. This is going to be a planetary, so that's going to be saved. Now, I just need the rest to be saved. Nidus is somewhere on the bottom here, apparently. Judging by the sound cue. He could try to kill that planetary, but I don't think it would be very efficient, to be honest. Let's see, he's going to put another Nidus down here. Guys, he does have probably too many Ravagers. And I say that, like, Ravagers are expensive units, right? So what's going to happen is at some point, if I get on top of his units, he might really struggle with that. He's going to see that that's a planetary now. Probably, you can tell he was not expecting that. That's kind of funny, actually. I still have these units. I think I might bring these units over at this point. I think I'm going to go for a surround here, too. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to dodge those biles. I'm going to try to see if I can get a couple of grenades over there. Those grenades look really good. There we go. Look at the surround coming from all the angles. I'm going to kill so many Ravagers here. I'm going to take care of the Nidus as well. And now I'm going to go back. Wait, actually, I have more SCVs over. Did my SCVs die? I have 48. I thought I would have lost at least a full base of SCVs, but that looks more enough. Oh, that's... I was wondering why the hell is not landing. That's a little sneaky, okay? That's a little sneaky. We don't take those. But I have pretty much enough to saturate the mineral lines of my 3 bases. Biggest problem for me is that I do not have medevacs yet, so these units are going to be significantly weaker. But you would have to imagine that we're going to be at least slightly ahead from defending that attack. 1 Marauder. Is that actually going to be enough? Marauders are really good against Nidus. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's enough. Okay, so he's going to scout these. I should not be losing these if I grenade correctly. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep a couple alive. Well, not all of them, but it's still pretty decent. The Marauder does take care of that, which is nice. And now we're going to start making siege tanks. I'll make a 5th barracks as well. Now, maybe I could go across as a little bit of a fake. Like, I don't think it's our time to move out yet, but at least I could force, like, a couple of units out, which would be really nice. I don't see any Ravagers here. Dude, it's so nice that I have a planetary at my 3rd. Like, normally you don't do that because it's too expensive. Like, you need the mules, but I had an excuse to make it, and now it's kind of popping off over here. Does he have upgrades yet? He doesn't have upgrades, but I don't have medevacs. Ooh, this is a little bit of a tricky one. I would fight this because of the lack of upgrades. But without the medevac, it's a little scary. I'm not even sure. Oh, I mishotkeeyed my stuff. I'm not even sure I want to be making tanks because he has so many Ravagers, and Ravagers are really good against those. That is a really big Ling attack, which means that we now are forced to go for it. My medevacs are arriving shortly. Oh, actually, that's not shortly at all. It's going to take me quite a while, even. Now, those Zerglings are going to die, at least, which is nice. And I should be able to continue mining after. Okay, I'm going to stim forward. It definitely doesn't look like I have enough units to kill this. But maybe I can get some favorable trades here. At least that would be nice. Oh, he does have one. Okay, really happy that I clicked there. His 1-1 finished in that time. And judging by how the game looks, I think the game was roughly even after the Nidus attack. Doesn't mean that we're completely dead now, but it's also not... Yeah, I'm not convinced. This is not the kind of position that I would normally like to play because I'm not going to have a timing. Like, his army is just a little bit too scary, and I don't really want to deal with that yet. I do kind of want to, you know, keep attacking here. I don't want this to, like, devolve into, like, a massive camp fest. I don't mind a macro game, but I don't want just to camp forever and, you know, someone wins after the end of a 40-minute Ghost, Broodlord, Slugfest, whatever. That is not my jam. I think we're just going to go for some Doom drops here and see how it goes. I hope he's not going to go for Lurkers. I did mean to drop that across the map, but thinking about it, it's actually kind of nice if I have a little bit more army. Now, since he went for a lot of roaches, I am going to make a turret at the front in case we're going to go up against Tunneling Claws. Let's see, don't need to make sure to make my tutu as well. My tutu is going to be a little late. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, wait. If he wants to stay right there, I could take a pretty nice... Dude, for some reason, every time I look over to my army, the flame of, like, my Reaper's jetpack makes me think there's a bile landing there. Like, it's actually pretty scary. Okay, so we're going to kill all of the drones here. And then we're going to kill this as well. And then I'm going to follow this up by doing a drop in the natural, which he could totally respond to, but I guess we'll see how he's going to deal with it. Here we go. So here's the drop, and now he's over here, and then we drop these in the main, and this is going to make for a nice little double prong. I could tell by the spikes on his roaches that my opponent does have Tunneling Claws now, so it was a good decision by me to make those turrets already. I'm going to hold position so I can kill the drones. Doesn't look like he's aware that that's going on, so he sees that. He's going to drop a couple biles, and then I'll go back to this base. Good for me that I dropped that turret, so those roaches are not going to get anything done, and that was a really good set of exchanges for me. Now, at this point, maybe I'll just make more barracks, actually. Like, I could go for a fourth base, but maybe going for just a couple more barracks. Good thing I have those units over there still. Maybe micro out of the bio. Oh, I almost made him into his own bio. That would have been nice. Yeah, 2 Marauders are actually... I didn't know Marauders were that good against Niduses. Like, it's actually been quite nice to just defend those easily. So we send a couple of units back into the main base to defend. The rest is here, so I can drop over there. I'm just going to attack those rocks for a little bit. They should die pretty soon. And he was chasing these units with the units over here. But now I'm going to have a pretty nice flank, I think. I just need to make sure that I don't walk into the biles. There we go. Get a couple more into over here. And now I think my time for this fight has expired. So we're going to go back. These units are doing a decent job. I hope he didn't have a hidden base on the bottom. If he did have a hidden base on the bottom, that could be a little bit tough, because then he had more eco than I was expecting all this time. Let's see, I'm just going to put these over here. I have a lot of units. Oh, here's the extra barracks. Okay. Gonna get a couple medevacs over here. I think we're kind of due for a really nice surround here, guys. I feel like this is going to be an absolutely killer surround, and that is indeed going to be the case. Let me just micro back out of those biles. I don't have that many units on the south, so we're going to fall back with the south portion of the army. Like, you want to fight where you have the advantage and not the other way around. Maybe that's not what I want to do. Maybe this one Marauder can kill that hatchery. That would be quite nice as well. Let's see, my upgrades are going to finish. That knight is, I think, is over here. I hope it's not in that little spot, you know, in the main base. That would be a little annoying. I'm just going to go ahead and kill that. And I'm just going to keep dropping like an absolute psychopath because that is my jam. I feel like maybe I should check the map with this one Marauder. Just in case it was actually a hidden base that we've been playing against. I guess I am now kind of forced to take my extra bases because otherwise I will just run out of money, which is obviously not helpful. And try to get one more roach. Dude, the Chest is actually so good on drones. Notice how they just keep healing up. I didn't realize he had a massive army over here. He does have 2-2 now. Let me just kill this one Ravager. Never want to fight in the biles, but you can usually pick off stuff from the edge with the range of the Marauders. Here we go. Getting a couple more units here. Every time we fight, I do kill a couple units. As long as I have medevac energy, the trades are going to be, yeah, pretty much free. Now, obviously, that does mean that it's not entirely free because medevac energy can run out, right? But as long as it doesn't, we're going to be okay. Now, I am approaching max. My opponent did have a hive already all this time. So that could potentially be pretty scary. Because if that hive... Oh, here we go. Dude, my rallies haven't been very good, which has been helping me a lot. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, no, he was paying attention. For the most part, I've just had one Marauder chilling next to my freaking barracks. Now, I do see the infestors, but this is also a little bit of a bait from me. Oh, that's actually more roaches than I would have liked to see, unfortunately. Okay, so these Marauders are going to go straight up into the main base. The infestors I need to be super careful for. Maybe it's time that we just snipe a base. Like, there's a lot of Marauders. Marauders do kill bases pretty fast, of course, so I can just target that down. And then we're going to go back down here. Yeah, the biggest scare that I have is just that we could get fungal, technically. Even these medevacs, by the way, like fungal bio could actually be a very scary combination here. Now, how many units do I have left? I don't even know why my rally is up there, by the way. Like, that was probably an accident from a while ago. Let's see. No, I'm not going to drop on that. That would be a little bit problematic, perhaps. So you're gonna fly. Oh, I already did fly my base over. Oh, his army left, which means that now we are gonna kill this base, and we don't even have to trade for it. So now his economy is actually a little bit in the dumps. I am maxed out as well. My base is not flying to the base, but it's flying to freaking Tokyo, looks like. I'm gonna have to boost away from this. Let's see if I can actually get away. I think we're barely gonna get out, which is really nice. That's 40 supply, by the way, that we just saved right there. It looks like his night is finally finished, but now we're gonna be into the natural. He does have units here already. Already ready over here, though. It's a bit annoying. I do think he's probably gonna be targeting my base in the bottom, so maybe that's gonna allow me to kill his third base with this little army I have over here. That's the plan. Maybe I should probably be making a turret over here too. It feels weird for me that I have my fourth base, but I only have 3 bases in the camera hotkeys. Like, that's a little annoying. Okay, so now his army over there is probably going to come back here. Exactly, so we're going to kill the main base as well. Going to try to escape with this. I did expect this to happen, of course. Going to kill a couple queens, and then we're going to go for the hive over there. I don't think he actually has enough units to stop me here. So this should be a pretty favorable trade for us. Actually, units are coming out of the night, is funnily enough, which means they really are funneling in one by one. The splits here were pretty good. Not going to take too much damage from the bios or from the fungals. Now, I don't have a lot left. At my own base, I have 146 supply. I think I'm barely gonna win out on this fight, but it was very, very close. But now, maybe I can jump on top of the army. I don't know how much money he has. That's the scary part, right? So I suppose we'll just start targeting down the lair. Oh, he is gonna come back out of the nightest now. Let's see. Is he gonna do a fungal? He's not gonna do a fungal. But how much army supply does he really have? Oh, this base survived. Oh, that's awesome. For some reason, I thought it died. I don't know why. I guess I'm kind of used to myself not lifting the unit in time, or the building in time against even Zerglings sometimes, to be honest. Now, he does have 3-3, which is pretty scary, but I do have a really big army here. He's going to come with the fungals, but my army is going to be a little bit too big, I think. I do need to split for the biles. There we go. I did see a couple roaches coming from the bottom there, so I'm not quite sure if he did have a base, but there we go. The game against Max Pack Zerg was an absolute banger. The Planetary Rush, did it get us ahead? I'm not 100% sure. Let's do a quick check. I think it probably did. So we're ahead in workers, which is really rare against Zerg. We do have a third base landed as well. The only problem is that our infrastructure is absolute garbage. Like, we had no medevacs here, no tanks, no widow mines. So normally, I think I'm going to say that we are a little bit ahead, but it's also a little bit of a weird game. Like, we're definitely way down in tech, but more economy, which is pretty much the opposite of what a TVZ normally is. But now I'm officially out of energy. 2 amazing TVZs, and that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys had a fantastic time on this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you all for the next time. Adios.